Guys doing? All right, we have, believe it or not, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of our pre-show. Remember, folks, this is just our beginning opening show. This is our, just for fun. We're gonna have this just to welcome everyone to what's going to be a very awesome 4-day event, as we have a 4-way dance to crown the first. Well, the new, I should say, vacated Badass Tag Team Championship titles. One of these 4 teams will in fact win, and it is, of course, a ladder match. This is a square dance, folks, which is a 4-way dance against the ladder. And the ones to climb the ladder to grab the Badass Tag Team titles, or we like to call the BA title, will be crowned the new official BA champions. So let's run down the list of all 4 of these teams. Give you a little background here. So of course, by now, if you're familiar with our show, you know who the World's End is. They are one of the most dominant teams we've ever had. And that team, the World's End, consists of Bane, who you see there in the ring, with the black and white mask and attire, who is currently getting beat up by Hellboy, who is part of the, well, let's just put the teams together first. So Spawn, who is in the ring, Bane, who is ready now, pushed down Hellboy. In DoomsDay, who is currently having issues with Freddy on the outside, are known as the World's End. And Freddy, of course, his tag team partner currently beating the thing up is in fact Jason, who is part of the original team from way back in the day, the Horror Connection. And recently, the last couple of years, we have a team that's kind of climbed the ladders before, which is the Hulk in the Thing. They're known as Brains and Brawn. Of course, the Brains being the Thing and the Brawn being the Hulk. And the last team is a new debuting team, which is Spawn and Hellboy. They make up the newly formed debuting team tonight as the Hellraisers. So, there's your 4 teams. And of course, this is like any other ladder match. You climb the ladder, you grab the titles. Plain and simple. The problem is most ladder matches are usually made for, smaller type people, I guess you'd say. But if you ever watched our show, our guys always go above and beyond what normal may be, whatever that is. But got a lot of action going on as I'm giving you a lot of this background. I'm just watching it as you guys are. And I know I should have announced, I usually do the disclaimer before I start any type of these things, so I'm doing the disclaimer late now, and I understand that. But these shows you're watching, no one's actually playing these, again. These are, for the 9 billionth time, these are set to demo, which basically leave it up to the computer to decide who the computer thinks should win between all of these matches you ever see on our show. Which is why our show is probably the most original, because we kind of have no bias. We give you guys what you want. I get probably, I don't know, last week I got 50 emails, and then the week before that 150 emails. Sometimes we're working on emails we got for years, and we're just kind of pulling out stuff that you guys have always wanted to see. This is really a lot of, participation, if you would. So if there's matches you guys want to see, if there's a dream match you guys always wanted to, who would win between so-and-so and so-and-so, whether it's male or female. The only, thing is I can't really put a man against a woman, just because I don't have that capability, unfortunately. However, if it's 2 guys, 2 girls, 2 males, 2 females, then I absolutely can probably do it. I don't think there's anything we haven't done, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we haven't done yet, which is fun. So, again, if there's something you guys want to see, some type of match, after, of course, our 4 shows, our 4-day show, which, by the way, these matches are kind of set to what you guys have been asking us for, but also to kind of showcase what we kind of do best. That's kind of what they do. WWE does with their show WrestleMania. They kind of like to put their stuff on platform. Well, we go above and beyond that platform, I guess you'd say. They give you, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever, you know, celebrated been to WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I've only been to one, and that was when it was in Boston, a long time ago, Boston, Mass, United States. So that one I've been to, you know, was smaller back then, but it was during the Attitude Era of wrestling, which is, well, Freddy's up there on the ladder already. And I guess no one else decides that that's a threat. Doomsday is trying to move the ladder to no avail, and now Spawn pushes it over, and the Hulk catches it with a clothesline as he falls. That is dual chances to take him down. I don't think I have to tell you guys, but you know, basically what I was getting back to the point about WrestleMania is, whenever WrestleMania comes to downtown for wherever they hold it, it does a lot of great stuff for the economy in the area, because a lot of the, you know, fans or whatever come from all over the world, and when they go to the world, they want to see, you know, the areas and you know, the different landscapes and the landmarks of the areas and stuff. So culturally, it did a big thing for, you know, wherever they go, they did a really huge thing for whatever areas they go to, and also put on a great show at the same time. So what they do is, there's a WrestleMania week where there's always something going on within that community. This year it happens to be in New York, taking place at MetLife Stadium, the actual show, but the Hall of Fame ceremony this year is taking place at the Barclays Center, and there's all kinds of other stuff going around. A lot of things associated with WrestleMania from other people and WrestleMania itself, as the Thing now attempted to grab it, and Spawn, the newcomer, just showed him why that might not be a thing that's going to happen right now, as Bane hurls Hellboy about 5 feet over the top rope into the ground. Doomsday's in there, and Bane accidentally hits his own partner, folks. Got a little confused there, I guess, as Jason makes his way back into the ring. Hulk and Freddy going at it. Anyway, but basically what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys a 4-day show, which I think is, you know, kind of cool. A kind of countdown, if you would. So this is your first night, which are just basically, you know, little bonus matches that aren't going to be on the main card. And I'm not going to say that necessarily you're not going to see maybe a title match, because I believe if you have titles on a show, on any, I don't care what the company is, but if you hold a title, then they have importance. And if you have a show that's supposed to be showcasing your greatest of great, then there's no reason why all your championships should not be on the line. Now, granted, I understand that, you know, you can't, if you're a large company and you have so many titles, it's tough, but all honesty, if you're showcasing the best of the best, and you want to put on a great show, you should really have all your titles that you hold, your company has, on display and have them defended. That's more meaningful than just having matches for the sake of it. I'm not even saying you have to have, you know, you can have little matches in between, that's fine too, but if you have titles, then they should be held in titles. Now, our company, our show, Dream Masters and Women Warriors of Wrestling, you know, we have, you know, our regular titles. We have the BA title, which is, you know, for basically the hardcore, kind of the more violent of the guys. It's kind of a combination between the, you know, Intercontinental title, some other people might call it, and it's a combination of the Intercontinental title and the hardcore title together. So basically, the only people, but you know, that we also have, you know, stipulations for our titles too. So a lot of people, you know, kind of like it not. So this is the BA title. That's the politically correct term, I guess, to use for. But the politically correct version for the BA title is the Badass title, tag team titles. in, well, the BA title in general, either if it's male, if it's tag team or single, it is the second best of the tag teams, but it's also but in real life, but in actuality, it's not, because they're two separate genres, you understand? So, like, the BA title holders would be, like, the guys who are the most hardcore, the guys who would put up the biggest fight, which, as you can see, all of these people in their own right are pretty badass. I think you'd all have to agree. I mean, even if there's somebody in here you don't know, I don't think there's any, I mean, with the exception of maybe Spawn or Hellboy maybe, I think everybody else is pretty well known somewhere. But I mean, for those people out there who are Comic-Con fans or horror fans, then you absolutely know who all these guys are and why they belong going for any type of a badass title. And the women have, the other thing is, the women have the same titles as the men, because this is something we've been doing for the last few years, that, you know, women are just as tough as guys for the most part. And they are. Some women are even tougher than some guys. I've seen that in the WWE and other places, that I absolutely believe that half the women could beat any one of the guys at any given night. But I understand why they don't. That's fine. Even though when you go to wrestling school, you train alongside men and women, and there's no, you know, kind of fall before that. As Spawn is the only one in the ring right now, and he is climbing for the ladder for the title. He's by himself until the Master of Nightmares gets in there, but I think it's over. I think Freddy's just staring at it as Spawn is trying to get that title, as Bane, as DoomsDay, Hulk, and the Thing get in there, and somehow they stopped him from getting it, but he's going right back at it. Spawn is holding out. The Hulk's not going to want any part of that. As the Hulk's trying to put a stop to that, and he does. Doomsday working the ladder, and Spawn just came that close, inches, fingertips away from grabbing that ring. But yeah, so basically our women have the same titles as the guys. They have both the singles BA titles, they have the tag team BA titles. The only difference is the men have the Patriots title,
back between the ropes,
as the women have another title that is a little different than that. The women have the, I'm sorry, no, the men have the Mortal Kombat Championship, and the women have the, a little backwards, sorry folks. It has been a long day, but a lot of it has been contacting each of these guys and telling them kind of what's going to go on, and then talking to all these guys and bringing them all in. So, you know, if you think that's easy to contact, you know, guys like Jason, Freddy, the Hulk, the Thing, just for this match alone, and to make sure they're in the same place at the same time, then you know that, you know, it's something. By the way, in case you were wondering, we are in the Fitness Center, the home of the infamous future Hall of Famer Jazz Fitness. Not me. I am the 6', 245-pound man myth legend known as Jazz Vengeance. Don't be afraid, be terrified. As Jazz Fitness is one of Jazz Vengeance's longtime nemesis. He has taken the likeness of Jazz Vengeance, only a larger form. He's not really into working out, but he's more about, you know, putting food in his face and then telling other people how they should be working out. He's a clownfish, but he is a very successful in-ring, you know, talk show host who usually every time he has a show, usually he gets into, has issues with the guys that he has on his shows, or the women or whatever. And that's how that goes. But as the ladder's going crazy in the corner there, it clearly has to be something about Freddy that's doing that, or Jason, Spawn, Hellboy. There's several people can cause that ladder to go crazy. Actually, in this particular match, as Jason's up there, I didn't realize. I was too caught up with watching the Ladder and the Horror Connection, the veterans on our show, who actually, me, Jazz Vengeance, and the Horror Connection get along very well.
Some of the highlights from that last matchup.
And they have now captured they have captured the BA titles.
Check them out here.
On our, again, folks, this is only our kind of established show. This is just a bonus show to count down to the real show. This is our pre-show for the 4 days of importance, I guess you'd say. Now, let me just give you guys, I guess I'll tell you after.
Male All-Star Internet Extreme Fighting Tag Team, the Nightmare.
And there they are, Freddy and Jason, the new badass tag team champions.
Jason v. the Faces of Fear.
What a back and forth.
Hey, good for them.
I don't care
as the Horror Connection have captured their gold again. This is not the first time they've held them, and it probably won't be their last. So congratulations to my boys, Fred and Jay. Stick around, folks. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to find out what guy is going to join the Heyman guys. What guy will be the next Heyman guy? Stick around, we'll find out.